Hello, my name's Michael and welcome to my new YouTube channel. I thought about it for a very long time and decided that right now is the perfect time to get the channel underway. So what will the channel be about? Predominantly local true crime cases. I'm a true crime buff, so I'll be recounting, retracing and rehashing previous true crime cases that have occurred here in the far north. We'll also cover and I'll take you along adventures, whether I go snorkeling or hiking as well. But predominantly it's going to be local true crime cases that have occurred here in the far north of Australia. The first case we're going to document started back here in 2020, right behind us at the Cairns Plaza Hotel. On Wednesday, August 12, 2020, Brisbane businessman Anthony Brady, 52, calls his wife, Kartika Siddhan Kumar, just before 9 p.m. for 5 or 6 minutes from right here at this hotel in Cairns, located directly across from the Cairns Esplanade. After that conversation, he leaves this very hotel and proceeds to walk directly onto this corner and straight down Mini Street in that direction towards Sheridan Street. Back on August 12, 2020, it's a Wednesday night. Mr. Brady would have continued down this route along Mini Street, where his next port of call was the Ampol service station to withdraw the money to pay for the services that he had booked that particular night. From there, Mr. Brady, according to the court documents, and made his way across to this building, which was formerly known as the Sunshine Tower Complex, here on Sheridan Street, nearly in the centre of Cairns. The following day, Mr. Brady is due to attend a few business meetings in Cairns and then fly back to Brisbane. The previous day, he'd already checked in for his flight via his phone. As Thursday, August 13 progresses, no one's heard from Mr. Brady. One of his colleagues calls his wife and asks if they know his whereabouts, as they'd not heard from him. On the evening of August 13, Miss Kumar then notifies authorities that she hasn't heard from Mr. Brady. It's now 2 days since Mr. Brady went missing, and 1 day since authorities have been notified that he has not been heard from since the evening of Wednesday, August 12, 2020. On Friday, August 14, the hunt and the search for Mr. Brady continues around Cairns. Police are led through investigation where they arrive at the Sunshine Tower Complex, where around 4 o'clock on Friday, August 14, they make their way to the 6th floor of the Sunshine Tower Complex. It's there they're met with an extremely horrific scene. The following day, Sunday, August 16, Miss Lewin is located, arrested and charged with alleged manslaughter for the death or circumstances around Mr. Brady. If we fast forward to Monday, September 5, 2022, so 2 years later, the incident is heard at court through a trial. During the trial, the court was shown graphic photos of Mr. Brady's body, and as I mentioned, when he was found face down, his arms and legs tied to the bed, wearing a hood, a rope around his neck and a gag in his mouth. Now, Justice Henry, the presiding judge of the case, said, I quote, breathing through his nose and mouth would have been hindered. At some point during that particular service, Miss Lewin would have to have noticed Mr. Brady's body becoming immobile. Yet the scene shows that you did nothing to release or ease the constraints upon him. You didn't even cut just one rope with the box cutter you had in the room, so that you might have even at least had turned his head slightly so he was able to breathe. Mr. Justice Henry continued. He said it would have been obvious that he would have been giving some signs of distress during the service, and that it was obvious that Miss Lewin had self-indulgently continued on in disregard of his safety. Miss Lewin was found to have failed to ensure Mr. Brady's health and safety during the consensual bondage activity in what the court was told was an inherently dangerous act. The likely cause of Mr. Brady's death that night was mechanical asphyxiation. Forensic evidence suggested his death was caused by airway obstruction and not natural causes like a heart attack. Justice Henry told the court Miss Lewin was on parole at the time of the offence, and that her life began spiralling out of control in early 2018. During the trial, Miss Lewin represented herself and offered no defence. She did not cross-examine witnesses and gave no evidence or closing statement. Justice Henry said Miss Lewin's already serious acts were aggravated by the fact she chose to perform them under the influence of drugs, as well as the lack of any attempt to help Mr. Brady. The jury took less than an hour to return a unanimous guilty verdict and find sex worker Miss Lewin guilty of manslaughter over the death of Mr. Brady during the bondage Dominatrix style session at the Sunshine Tower complex on August 12, 2020. I remember this case quite clearly. I guess the thing that struck out was the fact that during the whole situation, not once did we hear from Miss Lewin about why she had allegedly decided not to exercise due care on that particular night, when she knew that the more the incident progressed, that Mr. Brady was in danger. That does it for this one. Thanks for your time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.